Kaapmuiden to Kalrach upgrade. This 15.5-kilometer project is being undertaken by TRAC, which is a concessionaire of the South African National Roads Agency Limited, SANRAL. Construction includes the upgrading of the carriageway to 4 lanes and the rehabilitation of the existing road. This initiative, valued at 340 million rand, is 50% complete. Although it was expected to take 22 months to complete, it will now only be concluded in August 2021.
I'm Louw Kaneme, the engineering executive of SANRAL, responsible for overseeing all the engineering countrywide that SANRAL is responsible for. I think in South Africa it's very important to understand that if you look at our road network, which is about 750,000 kilometers of roads, it's the 10th longest road network in the world, and it carries about 87% of all freight that moves in this country and 93% of all the person trips every day. That should clearly highlight to you how critical, important this network is to the economy of our country. So from a SANRAL side, one of the mechanisms of introducing alternative funding mechanisms is toll roads. We went even further and we introduced what is referred to as public-private partnerships, where we involve the private sector through what is referred to as concession contracts.
I'm Alex van Niekerk. I'm the CEO of TRAC, which is Trans-African Concessions, responsible for the N4 Maputo development corridor between Pretoria and Mozambique. TRAC as the concessionaire has an obligation to continuously upgrade a project, and these projects are discussed with SANRAL in order to ensure that we comply to the requirements of the concession contract. Well, these projects are as a result of the requirements of the concession contract. So we have a requirement, for instance, that the riding quality on the road, meaning how even the road is and at what condition the road surfacing is, should be to a certain standard. So once we reach that point, that automatically triggers that TRAC is improving the road surface quality or the riding quality. The second thing is, in a very similar way, is there are requirements also in a concession contract in terms of the capacity of the road, meaning how many lanes there are, and that is linked to the traffic volumes. So as the traffic volumes are growing along the route, then obviously 2 lanes may not be sufficient anymore and must be upgraded to get additional lanes, climbing lanes or passing lanes, upgrading from Kaapmuiden to Malalaan. Now that section is also upgraded at the moment from a 2-lane road, 1 lane per direction, to a 4-lane road. I think what is interesting there is that, again, the contractor is quite proud of what they've achieved in terms of community development, SMME development, and then just the whole thing coming together, that they've planned this properly, and in terms of the execution of the project, that it is actually flowing quite well.
Okay, I'm Andre van Heerden, the site agent for Palomino Construction. The road is going to be a 4-lane divided road in the end, so two lanes for each direction. I think the highlights of the project is if you look at where the road started and the way we're working, and everything's coming together, putting it into like a puzzle. And then also like the toll plaza, the paving was lifted and redone with all new paving. Even the lighting was refurbished. The value of the project that's excluding VAT is about 303 million rand. 68 million would have gone to the community, but we anticipate at this stage we're going to end up over 96 million, because that's a lot of plant we're hiring from the local companies. Originally the duration was 22 months when we started off, but with COVID there's an additional 42 days. At this stage we're also standing about at 7 days additional rain delays that is claimable. So we anticipate that by the end of August the road works will be completed.